for the meeting was actually a directive which was given by His Excellency the President that each county in this country ensures that they plant 43 million trees in order to attain the 10% cover, because you know that this is what was agreed, that at least in this country we must have a forest cover of a minimum of 10%. There are counties, of course, with maybe 2%, 3%, 5%, but in Narok County, as we stand, the forest cover is actually 15%, 15. And it has been going down because this is one of the counties where the forest cover is supposed to be more than 50% of the land surface of this county. However, we have lost a lot of forest, and the first thing we agreed as the team is that we are going to ensure that our forest in places like in Nyekweri, for example, where we know there is a lot of cutting of trees, that there is going to be strong enforcement teams to stop further cutting of those forests, further cutting of those trees. So that's going to happen. The first thing we are going to do is to ensure that from now henceforth, our forests are protected in the entire county, and the riparian areas along the rivers are also protected as provided by law, and ensure that we are able to protect what we have already. Then secondly is the directive by His Excellency the President that we plant 43 million trees. We had a meeting with all the stakeholders here. The Kenya Forest Service was represented, the water towers, of course, the county government, as you can see, and the national and all other stakeholders were able to meet and deliberate on how we can implement the presidential directive. And we have come out with a roadmap on how this is going to be achieved. The first thing we are going to do is to mobilize within county governments and other stakeholders the seedlings themselves, because we need the seedlings before we talk about where to plant the trees. We need the seedlings. So we are working out between us, the ENSDA, Wasongiro Development Authority, the Kenya Forest Service themselves, and other stakeholders, to see on how we can all come up with, contribute to ensure that we have even more than the 43 million seedlings. So that's one thing we're working on one hand. Then secondly is, where are we going to plant these trees? We have agreed that the first place we are going to do that is the Enospukia forest. This was already a land which belongs to the county government, which was set aside because of it's a catchment area, and it's more than 10,000 acres. And we have agreed that we are going to ensure that the entire more than 10,000 acres is forested. Already we had started with the collaboration between us as the county government and the Ministry of Energy. We already planted some seedlings. So we are going now to ensure that we combine effort and ensure that we plant the entire land, and also ensure that we protect. We are going to up our game to ensure that we protect the entire Enospukia area from encroachers, people coming from different shades of life. We are going to ensure that nobody is going to encroach on that land. So this is what we are talking about. Environment is very, very important for us. We are a pastoral community where we need grass, we need water, and if we are going to destroy our forest, we are going to be a desert or semi-desert, meaning that our livestock are going to die, and we are not going to possess the same cattle and whatever which we have. And of course, the good rains we are enjoying now is going also to go. So it is very, very important that we protect our forest. So this is why we are meeting today. It's purely about our forest, and we are determined as the Narok County team, both levels of government, the national government and county government, and other stakeholders, to combine efforts and ensure that we increased our forest cover in this county. It's 15%. We actually want to see how we can even double to 30%. And we need to work together as all teams to ensure that we achieve that forest cover. I want to call upon the people of Narok County. This is not a function of only saying the county government or the national or stakeholders. The forest is important for our livelihood. So even in your own private land, and actually it is there in law, ensure that a percentage of that of your land, whether it is 2 acres, 5 acres, or whatever acreage, at least at that, ensure that it is forested. There is a forest in it. So there are so many people in this county who have means. They don't need to be supported by anybody. Please take that initiative on your own and plant trees in your own parcel of land. And if there are those people, private people who have their own private land and they need support in terms of seedlings, please approach the office of the county commissioner or my office. Will ensure that you get the seedlings, so long as you plant and protect them, because it is part and parcel of this county. So the people themselves should be the front line to ensure that they plant trees in their own land. Of course, we have also agreed that the institutions, all institutions, primary schools, secondary schools, colleges, the universities we have, be in their forefront in ensuring that trees are planted in their compounds. So this is the first, this is the institution which we are going to work closely to ensure that when you visit a primary school, it's all forested around the compound. So this is why we are meeting.
On how we are going to plant 43 million seedlings in Narok County. That is the task that is ahead of us in the next 3 months. Kwa hivyo, tunauliza wakaazi wa Narok County wajiandae kwa upanzi wa miti. Tunataka kupanda miti kwa mashule, makanisa na mahali kwa milima na mahali popote pale kwa boma za watu, ili tuweze kupanda miti milioni 43. Na vile vile pia tumekubaliana ya kwamba uharibifu wa mazingira, wale watu wanaharibu, wanakata miti kiolela na kuchoma makaa, hao tutawashika na tutawapeleka kotini. Hatutaruhusu uharibifu wa mazingira yetu. Eti mti ambayo umekaa kwa miaka 100, mtu anakata na choma makaa. Hatutakubali hiyo. Kwa hivyo tutashirikiana na serikali ya county tuhakikishe kwamba tumelinda misitu yetu. Asante.